Welcome to the October edition of Community Connection. Fridley cops sit down for a little coffee chat with residents. Things start to get spooky at Springbrook. October brings Fire Prevention Week, and elections are coming up fast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Raquel Strand, and this is Community Connection. Fridley police are always looking for new ways to connect with the community. Earlier this year, they started a program called Cops in the Cafe to sit down with students during school lunch. Now they take that program in a new direction and sit down with you at local coffee shops. Here's Lieutenant Ryan George to tell us more.
Well, hello, I'm Lieutenant Ryan George with the Fridley Police Department. I want to talk to you today about Coffee with the Cops. We've implemented this program where our police officers and our command staff will be going to different coffee shops within the city of Fridley the last Wednesday of every month from 4 p.m. till 5 p.m. This is an opportunity for you to come out and meet Fridley police officers and our command staff. A very non-confrontational, very social, just informal way to sit and talk to our officers, ask them questions about what's going on in your community, what's going on in our police department, and also a chance to maybe talk about law enforcement in general. There's a lot of stuff nowadays in the news, and a lot of people have opinions about certain things. This is your opportunity to go straight to the source, ask us questions. We're willing to sit down, have a cup of coffee with you, just chat. And you don't have to call 911 to get the police to talk to you. We're willing to sit down and talk to you. This sort of stemmed from something that we've been doing in our elementary schools that's been very successful, called Cops in the Cafe. We go and have lunch with kids in the elementary schools at least every couple weeks, and the kids have an opportunity to sit down with us and get to know us as people and ask us questions and just kind of get to know us outside of what we do as police officers. And this is a great thing for adults and children alike. Anyone in the community is welcome to come and have a cup of coffee with us and just get to know us as people, because we are people, we make mistakes, we have families, lives outside of work just like everybody else. And we'd like for people to see that. Just let people know that we're out there to help you serve our community, your community, and do it to the best of our ability.
Join us for the next Coffee with the Cops on Wednesday, October 26th. From 4 to 5 p.m., officers will be at Caribou Coffee in Fridley Market, University and 57th, to answer your questions, brainstorm new ideas, and partner for a safe community. Strange things are happening over at Springbrook Nature Center. This year, Pumpkin Night in the Park promises to be bigger and better than ever, with a whole new building and trails to welcome ghosts and goblins of all ages. Let's take a look.
This is Phoebe Vanderpumpkin and her best friend Pascal Pumpkindale. They look happy, right? Well, mostly. But lately they've become a little antsy, knowing they could do more with their lives. So they're about to start on a journey of discovery. They are ready to embark on a mission to become a part of the best pumpkin-themed event in the world. Phoebe and Pascal have traveled by air, land, and sea in search of the Mecca of pumpkinality. Finally, they arrived here at Springbrook Nature Center, home of the ever-popular Pumpkin Night in the Park.
Ow! Ow! We're here! Whoa! Ow! 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 I stem! Ow! That hurt.
Phew! We made it! We can't believe we're here!
Excuse me, can I help you with something? It looks like you took quite a spill. Do you need medical attention?
I almost spilled my guts rolling down that hill.
Sorry to have run into you. Literally. You might not recognize us yet, but you will soon. We're destined to be stars. We're here because of that big program you guys do. I don't know, what do you call it?
We heard through the pumpkin vine that there's a huge event here with costume characters and a DJ dance and bingo and fire dancers and
Oh, you're talking about Pumpkin Night in the Park on October 22nd. It's going to be awesome. We'll even have 1,000 glowing pumpkins to admire. You could be 2 of those pumpkins.
It's even more amazing than we imagined.
And so ends the pumpkin pilgrimage of Phoebe and Pascal, best friends, gourds for life, and now Pumpkin Night in the Park celebrities. If you would like to come and see Phoebe and Pascal make their triumphant debut in this year's Pumpkin Night in the Park, you can buy your tickets in advance in packs of 4 for just $28, or $8 per person. 2 and under are free at the gate. This year's program is Saturday, October 22nd from 6 to 10 p.m. Parking is available across the street from the Nature Center, and a shuttle will run from the Emmanuel Christian Center on University and Osborne. We can't wait to see you there. But wait, if you would like to help line the trails with beautifully carved pumpkins, you can call to reserve your time during our community pumpkin carving events, beginning Sunday, October 16th, and continuing through Thursday, October 20th. More information about times are found on our website.
Share your mad skills and enter our pumpkin carving contest. This is different from the group carving pumpkins that will line the trails. For the pumpkin contest, there's a $5 entry fee due with an entry form by October 15th. Then, on the morning of October 22nd, you bring your fully carved pumpkin to Springbrook to be displayed in a special public voting area. The top 3 winners will be awarded gift cards. Details and entry forms are available online at springbrooknaturecenter.org. As you start creating your own Halloween fun, you might want to think twice about lighting candles. Did you know decorations are the first thing to ignite in 900 reported home fires each year, and 2 out of every 5 of those fires were started by a candle? October also brings us Fire Prevention Week, and here's Matt Field with some important reminders.
Hi everybody, I'm Matt with Fridley Fire Department. I'm here today to talk to you about smoke detectors. October 9th through the 15th is Fire Prevention Week. We want everybody to think about this year's theme, and it's don't wait, check the date. We want you to check the date on your smoke detectors, and we want you to replace it every 10 years. It's very important that you test your smoke alarm at least monthly, and that you replace the battery on it annually. But there's a lot of smoke detectors out there that are more than 10 years old, and they may not work in the event that you have a fire in your residential homes. If you have a working smoke alarm in your home, you increase your chance of surviving a fire in your home by half. It increases your chance. About 45% of fires in homes were from cooking fires last year. The top 5 are cooking related fires, heating fires, electrical fires, fires that occur with candles, and fires from discarded cigarettes are the top 5 reasons why we have residential home fires. We had over 6,000 residential home fires in Minnesota in 2014, and that number is pretty much staying consistent. So it's very important, and one of the most important things you can do is to check your smoke detector and your smoke alarm in your home. Most people have what's called an ionization smoke alarm in their home. That is what this one is. And it's the most common because it's the most effective on flaming type fires that are in the home. There's a photoelectric smoke alarm that you can have in your home. They're a little bit more expensive, but they're better for smoldering fires. And if you want to be extra safe, you can buy a combo unit that has both ionization and photoelectric. Or you can put in multiple types of smoke alarms in your home. We encourage you to put one on each level of your home. We also encourage you to put them in all sleeping rooms or areas where people could be sleeping, family room, living room, things like that. We don't want them in the bathroom because ionization detectors will go off from steam, and we don't want them in the kitchen because they'll go off when you're cooking things on your stove. We want you to be safe on where you place the smoke alarms. We want the best place is the ceiling, but we don't want them to within 6 inches of the wall. There's a dead air space. You also can place them on your wall and mount them, but again, we don't want them in the dead air space, so keep them down from the ceiling if they're mounted on the walls by 6 inches. Again, this year's theme is don't wait, check the date. The date's really easy to find, has a date of manufacture. This one, the date of manufacture is May 10th of 2014, so that we want to make sure that we remove this from service on May 10th, 2024. In 2009, or since 2009, we've encouraged people to put carbon monoxide detectors in their homes and right out within 10 feet of a sleeping area of your home and on each level of your home. And that's so that it will alert you to a problem when you're sleeping or when you're cooking in the home that there's high levels of carbon monoxide. On the back of the carbon monoxide detector, there's also a date, just like on the back of a smoke alarm. And it'll have a date where you should take it out of service. So remember that. Not only check the date on your smoke alarm, but also check the date on your carbon monoxide detector in your home. So again, theme this year, don't wait, check the date. We want you all to be safe and have a good fall.
Here's a few more tips to help kids stay safe as they get ready for a night of sugary fun. Number 1, the costume. Choose a costume that doesn't have a long trailing fabric, and make sure eye holes in any face coverings or masks are large enough to see in all directions. Number 2, be visible. Carry flashlights and glow sticks. Reflective tape on dark costumes also helps. There are lots of cars and people out on Halloween night and lots of distractions. Make sure drivers can see your kids, and if you are driving, be sure to stay alert. Number 3, consider using a battery-operated candle or glow stick in jack-o'-lanterns. If using a real candle, make sure pumpkins are placed well away from walkways and steps, and in a place where they won't get tipped over or catch fire to costumes, decorations, or accessories. Number 4, supervise kids. Stay in neighborhoods you know, go out in groups. And number 5, check those treats. Throw away anything that looks suspicious, is partially opened, or is homemade. Speaking of scary, right after Halloween comes elections. Get out and vote. The general election is Tuesday, November 8th, and is expected to be big. Here's City Clerk Deb Scogan to help you prepare for the polls.
Hi, I'm Deb Scogan, the City Clerk for the City of Fridley. Just wanting to remind you about the general election coming up on November 8th. The polls open at 7 a.m. and close at 8 p.m. If you're one of those individuals standing in line at 8 o'clock, you will still be able to cast your vote. And once the last person in line at 8 o'clock has cast their vote, the polls are completely closed, and then the vote tabulation and process for the results starts. I want to remind you that if you're not registered at this time, you still have until October 18th at 5 p.m. to register to vote so that you're on the pre-registered roster that you sign in on Election Day. Otherwise, if you don't by the 18th, then you can actually register on Election Day with the appropriate identification and materials that you need. This year, in addition to the federal, state, and county offices on the ballot, the City of Fridley has 2 municipal offices that are just as important as the federal and state, as it is really your local officials that are being elected. We have the council member at large, and we have 2 candidates for that office, Bob Barnett and David Ostwald. And we have the mayor on the ballot, and we have Scott Lund and Drew Schutte on the ballot. All of our polling locations that are always open on a general election day, all 12, will be open for you to go and vote. If you're unsure where to go, feel free to give City Hall a call, and we will get you to the right place, or you can go online, and the information will be provided there. If you can't make it to the polls, you do have the ability to vote by absentee ballot. That process starts September 23rd and goes through Monday, November 7th. The hours for voting in person at Fridley City Hall are Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. We're also open Saturday, November 5th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Monday, November 7th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you can't make it to City Hall to vote in person, you can go online or you can call City Hall and get an absentee ballot application. The county will process your application and mail your ballot to your home. Once you've voted, you mail it back. New election equipment was purchased in 2013. And for those of you who may not voted in 2012, this is our new election equipment. It has a nice large screen, so when you put your ballot in, if it's done correctly, it will say thank you and your ballot will be accepted. Because our ballots are 17 inches long, however, It's not a quick, it takes about a minute for the machine to read the ballot, to scan it, and then put it in once they've accepted it. Now, if for some reason you vote for too many people for an office, or something else is wrong with your ballot, the screen would issue a message telling you that something is wrong with your ballot. You have the choice to go ahead and cast your ballot, or you can have it returned, go back to the ballot judge, and get a new ballot and start the process over. Just a reminder, you need to pre-register by October 18th. Absentee voting is from September 23rd through November 7th, and all of our polling locations will be open on November 8th at 7 a.m. for those of you who want to go and vote at the pollings. And any questions, make sure to give us a call. My number is 763-572-3523. Our webpage is fridleymn.gov/elections. It provides further details. Or you can actually go to the Secretary of State's website at www.minvotes.org, and any of those sites will help you with information. Thanks, and enjoy your voting experience.
Now let's take a look at what the City Council is working on. Here's City Manager Wally Weisapel with the September Council Update.
Hi, welcome to the Council Update. I'm Wally Weisapel, City Manager. The City Council met on the 12th and 26th of September, and as usual, we had a conference meeting just ahead of the regular scheduled council meeting. And at the conference meetings, we discussed the preliminary levy and budget. This is where the city staff brings information to the City Council to look at and digest, ask questions, and make recommendations and changes. And then we also met on the 26th as a joint meeting with the Fridley School District. And we did this as a matter of outreach to be able to develop relationships with our school district and city council. And at this meeting, we had a specific topic, and that was a discussion of demographics and the changes taking place now and in the future here in the city of Fridley. And a lot of that information will help the city council make policy decisions into the future. At our regular meetings, we ordered an assessment hearing for several capital projects, being street projects. Those were the 2015 and the 2016 projects that we just completed. The assessment hearing then will take place on October 10th, and this is where the city staff will present the final assessment, and if there's any questions that the public might have regarding that assessment, they can be asked at that time. We also, the City Council also modified the redevelopment district to allow for financing tools for the redevelopment of the former Columbia Arena site to become available. So this is done in conjunction with the City of Fridley HRA, the Housing Redevelopment Authority. So that action took place on the 12th of September and allows the city to redevelop that site now. We also ordered plans for another project, and we also approved the capital investment plan. This is the capital investment plan is the equipment and the vehicles and some of the street projects and et cetera that the city will need to accomplish in the next 5 years. We call it an investment because the city's capital, the dollars and the tax dollars that go into maintaining those systems and those infrastructure and the equipment is necessary to have a long-term plan. That long-term plan then informs our annual budget. And then speaking of the annual budget, the City Council also approved a preliminary 2017 budget and a preliminary 2017 levy. The budget has to do with our general fund, our police, fire, public works, parks and recreation. It does not deal with the water and sewer fund because those are enterprise funds that get funded from the fees that are paid for usage of the water and sewer. The capital or the preliminary levy is that amount of taxes that will be necessary to run the programs and such that are proposed within the 2017 budget. Now that levy will not be increasing for the general fund for next year because of the restriction that we have on the levy limitation. However, it will be increasing if there is a new city building built for police, fire, and public works in City Hall. So we had to include the cost of that project, should it be approved later in December of this year, in the proposed levy for next year. And speaking of that project, on October 25th, the council would like to remind everyone that we will have an informational meeting located here at City Hall for purposes of explaining the needs and the plans for that new City Hall police, fire, and public works operation. Look on our website for further details of that meeting, and there'll also be a letter being sent out to all of our homeowners inviting you to participate in that meeting and ask questions. So for September, I'm Wally Weisopel. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next month.
We hope to see you out and about at the many upcoming events in our community, enjoying these beautiful fall days. Keep up to date with city news and events on our website at fridleymn.gov or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. That's all for this edition of Community Connection. I'm Raquel Strand. Thank you for watching.
This has been a production of Fridley Municipal Television, Channel 17.